Hi, this is Greg Ciola. I'm the president and editor of Crusader Enterprises, and I wanted to make this brief video to update our viewers with regard to some of the things they can do to protect their bodies. My purpose with this video is not really to get into everything that's going on with the radiation problem in Japan. There's plenty of good stories out there all over the internet. There's videos. There's whole websites dedicated to what's going on there. And we have some posted on our site as well. What I really want to cover is what you can do. The fact of the matter is we're being lied to. The media has just kind of swept this problem completely under the rug. We hear virtually nothing on the mainstream news media. But the fact of the matter is this problem in Japan is not going away. We have reactors that are continuing to leak radiation. Japan is in a tizzy, basically, trying to figure out how to solve this problem. And unless the whole world unites, this is an issue that's going to require global attention right now. And unless the world unites and tries to address this deal and fix this problem, we could be looking at something that is earth-changing. And I'm not trying to put fear out there. And some of you listening to this video, you're going to say, you don't know what you're talking about. You're just trying to sell products or you're fear-mongering. No, that's not true. This is a serious problem. And, you know, when it happened March 11th, 2011, when the tsunami hit in Japan, shortly thereafter when we heard that these reactors were in meltdown, the Surgeon General of the United States came out and said that everybody in America should get on potassium iodide. And of course, it wasn't within 24 hours that, you know, she was poo-pooed in the media as being a fearmonger, and we didn't want to create panic. And so all of a sudden, you know, everybody basically put the story to rest. They said, oh, there's nothing to be worried about. It's half the Earth away. An ocean away, that radiation is never going to get here. You know, bacteria in the ocean is going to solve the problem, but that's not true. And there's testing that's going on all over the world that is showing daily exposure to radiation particles from this Japanese nuclear meltdown over in Fukushima. And so my purpose for this video really is to get into some of the products that we have available, because if you have the resources and you don't believe the mainstream media, then the next question is, what can you do? And certainly, you know, the government's not going to tell you anything. I almost think that they want this to happen, or at least some people in high positions of power stand to gain from people getting sick. Let's put it that way. You know, we had the Gulf of Mexico oil spill, and all the core exit that went into the Gulf of Mexico, and all the oil that contaminated the coastlines. And so that was one thing that happened. And now we have the radiation. So basically, in my opinion, America is being set up with a 1-2 punch. First it was that, and then it's what's happening now in Japan. And you put these two things together and you tie it in with the chemtrails, you tie it in with the pollution in the environment, the pesticides on the food, the vaccines that people are taking, you tie it in with the contaminated water. And we are, in my opinion, being set up for a massive epidemic of cancer and disease here in the United States and around the world. And so, you know, people need to take this seriously. I'm not making this video because it's a joke. This is dead serious. And if you want to protect yourself, if you want to protect your family, you really need to listen to what I'm saying right now. And if you don't want to take anything that I'm offering, then go out and find it somewhere else, because there's plenty of other places selling some of these products too. But I'm letting you know that you need to take some steps, and some of these things that I have are available through our company if you want to take advantage of them. First of all, there's two products that I want to cover first that have had dramatic effects on helping people with radiation, and that would be spirulina and chlorella. Spirulina has all kinds of information to support its protective benefits as far as radiation poisoning. If you go to the internet and go to Google and punch in spirulina and radiation, you're going to find hundreds and hundreds of stories. You're going to find research to back it up. This is something that has been used before. It was used with people in Chernobyl after the reactor meltdown that happened over there, and it's been used quite effectively. So some of the things with spirulina that are important. Spirulina offers the body basically sustained protection against radiation. You know, when you think of a nuclear meltdown or you think of a nuclear accident, you know, potassium iodide is definitely one of the first things that people go and grab, and that's what's been approved to use in a radiation disaster. And the reason being is if the thyroid is low on iodine, it's going to take up the radioactive iodine, and it's going to bring it into the thyroid and into the other glandular systems of the body, and it's going to cause cancer, it's going to cause tumors, it's going to cause all kinds of health problems. So getting the right amount and getting a protective amount of potassium iodide into the body can help to shield the thyroid, which is really one of the areas that's going to be targeted first. So, and I think that, you know, with what's happening in Japan, we're going to see a lot more of that in the days, months, and years ahead. That there's going to be an epidemic of thyroid problems that are going to hit this country and the world. So, spirulina is a product that, in addition to potassium iodide, I would definitely recommend. Spirulina has curative and health promoting properties that basically, what they would say, are truly amazing. Numerous studies have found that spirulina protects the body against and even heals it from the damaging effects of radiation. You could actually go to the National Institutes of Health, which is a government website, and you can pull up the data that is there. Here's one story. This comes from Natural News, Mike Adams' website, and he's got a story up there on spirulina and chlorella that's dated March 21st, 2011. And I'm just going to highlight a couple of the things in there that they say about the studies. One of them says a 1989 study put forth by researchers from Zhongkai Agricultural and Technology College in China found in tests that spirulina significantly reduces the gamma radiation induced micronucleus frequencies in the bone marrow of affected mice. Bone marrow, of course, is responsible for producing new blood cells and maintaining the lymphatic system. Another one is a 1993 report published by the Research Institute of Radiation Medicine in Belarus confirmed previous research conducted in 1990 and 91, which found that spirulina effectively decreases the radioactive load received by the body when consuming radiation-contaminated food. There's more here. There's another one, a 2001 study conducted by researchers from the Medical and Pharmaceutical Academy of Yangzhou University in China found that spirulina extracts effectively protect against both the damage caused by chemotherapy drugs and the damaging effects of gamma radiation exposure. And this is another study that you can get from the National Institutes of Health. So there's tons of stuff out there. There's another story that I found on the internet. March 27th, 2011, and this is from Gary Null, and it says that Gary Null did a series of programs on radiation health and their nuclear industry, and the nuclear industry this past week, blah, blah, blah. But the highlight of this report, it says spirulina saved children from radiation sickness after the nuclear meltdown in Chernobyl. Over 160,000 children and 146,000 cleanup workers became victims of radiation sickness. A British company, Earthrise UK, sent shipments of spirulina tablets and powder to medical clinics in Belarus to treat children suffering from radiation. By taking 5 grams of spirulina daily in 45 days, the Institute of Radiation Medicine in Minsk, Belarus found that children showed strengthened immune systems, and T-cell counts, and reduced radioactivity. And in particular, spirulina reduced urine radioactive levels by 50% in 20